All right, we're about to go on an interplanetary journey, but here's the twist. We're not even leaving home. We're going to explore some of the most alien-looking places you can possibly imagine, and unbelievably, they are all right here on Earth.
So, just think about this for a second. What if the biggest clues to understanding Mars, or Venus, or even the icy moons of Jupiter weren't millions of miles away? What if they were hidden right here, in our own deserts, our volcanoes, and our glaciers? Well, let's find out. Because, that's exactly what's happening. Scattered all across our planet are these incredible landscapes that don't just look alien, they act like them too. They're basically vital, natural laboratories where scientists can study the very processes that are shaping other worlds as we speak. Okay, so our first stop is going to take us to some of the most extreme environments you can think of. We're talking about worlds forged by intense heat and some really bizarre chemistry. This right here, this is the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia. It's one of the hottest and lowest places on the entire planet. And just look at those colors. The neon greens, the vibrant yellows. That's not from plants. Nope. That's sulfur and iron oxide and salts all bubbling up from below, creating a landscape that looks like it was ripped straight out of a sci-fi movie. And trust me, it feels alien too. The brine pools here can have a pH of 0.2. To put that in perspective, that is way more acidic than battery acid. It is so extreme that it's pushing the absolute limits of where life can even exist. And that's what makes it a perfect stand-in for the harsh, chemical seas we think might be sloshing around under the ice of Jupiter's moon Europa. All right, next up, we're heading over to the Kawah Ijen volcano in Indonesia. Now, by day, it's home to the world's largest highly acidic crater lake, which is this stunning turquoise cauldron. But at night, well, at night, something truly incredible happens. So, what you're looking at, that's not blue lava. No way. Those are huge plumes of sulfuric gas escaping from cracks in the rock. When they hit the air, they combust and burn with this spooky electric blue flame. It's this wild chemical spectacle that gives us a little glimpse into the kind of volcanic processes that might be happening on other worlds, like Jupiter's fiery moon Io. But not all alien volcanoes are hot. Over in Azerbaijan, you can find these things called cold mud volcanoes. Instead of lava, they spew out this methane-rich mud. This whole process is a fantastic earthly model for what we call cryovolcanoes, ice volcanoes, that we think are erupting with water and methane on icy moons like Titan. Okay, so from those fiery, acidic worlds, we're now going to travel to a place that might feel a little more familiar, especially if you're a fan of space exploration. We're going to the red planet, right here on Earth. I know what you're thinking, but this isn't Mars, it's Iceland. The highlands are just covered in this black basaltic sand and old volcanic rock that so closely mimics the Martian surface that NASA actually brings its rovers here to test them out. The geology, the soil, the complete isolation, it's pretty much a perfect double. And I'm not exaggerating here. The similarity is so striking that photos from this area look almost identical to the first images that the Viking landers sent back from Mars in the 70s. This lets scientists get a handle on Martian geology without ever having to leave our atmosphere. It's amazing. Now for another Martian look-alike. Dead Vlei in Namibia. What you're seeing here is a white clay pan, and it's framed by some of the tallest, reddest sand dunes in the world, and it's dotted with these blackened skeletons of 700-year-old trees. The reason they're still standing? They didn't rot, because the air is just that dry. Dead Vlei tells such a powerful story. It's like a photograph of a climate catastrophe frozen in time. A river used to flow right through here, but then the dunes shifted, cut off the water supply, and the entire ecosystem just died. It's a snapshot of a moment in time, which is a lot like the dried-up riverbeds and ancient lake bottoms we see in craters all over Mars. All right, for the final leg of our journey, we're heading to the outer solar system, but we're doing it by visiting Earth's most reflective and strangely sculpted landscapes. Welcome to Bolivia's Salar de Uyuni. It's the world's largest salt flat. And during the rainy season, a thin layer of water covers the surface and transforms the whole thing into a gigantic, perfect mirror. I mean, the effect is so disorienting that the sky and the ground just completely merge into one. But beyond just how beautiful it is, this place is a scientific powerhouse. Its perfect flatness is actually used to calibrate satellites.
Its high reflectivity, the technical term is albedo, helps us understand the surfaces of icy moons out there. And its geology gives us clues about how sediments might form on places like Mars and Titan.
Okay, now let's go under the ice. These are the ice caves beneath Iceland's Vatnajökull glacier. They're carved out by summer meltwater, and that stunning blue glow, that's because of the ice itself. It's so dense and so pure that it absorbs every other color of light, and it only lets that deep blue pass through.
You know, studying these caves helps us get closer to answering one of the biggest questions in all of science. Could there be life on other worlds? These caves are a direct analog for the thick ice shells of moons like Europa and Enceladus. They help us understand how vast oceans of liquid water could exist right underneath all that ice.
So, after visiting all these incredible, otherworldly places, what does it all really mean? What's the big takeaway from all of this?
Well, it's this, the laws of physics and chemistry that create these amazing landscapes right here on Earth. They're the same everywhere else in the universe. Our planet isn't some cosmic exception to the rule. Actually, it's a perfect example of how all planets work, just with its own unique set of conditions. And this is where it all comes together. You've got the acidic hellscape of the Danakil Depression teaching us about the absolute limits of life. You've got the Martian deserts of Iceland helping us literally explore Mars from home. And you have the ice caves showing us the incredible potential for hidden oceans. Our own planet is our guide to the cosmos. It just proves that the extraordinary really does exist right alongside the ordinary. And that leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? If our own planet holds these kinds of alien secrets, what other wonders are still out there, hiding right here, in plain sight?